and welcome to Mike's Guitar Workshop. Today we'll be discussing something a little bit different, something that I haven't seen yet on the internet, and that is related to 3D printed parts on guitars. Does that have a place? Because with modern technology, I'm sure some people might have already used some 3D printed parts. So let's talk about that today. I have printed quite a few parts and they're mostly all on this guitar here. We'll start off with the top. I printed some strap buttons because I didn't want strap locks on my guitars because I use the same strap on different guitars. The standard mushroom part of the strap button was just a bit too small. So I just designed a new one, made that a bit bigger, and now I don't have any more problems, and this has been on there for over a year already with no issues. We move on to this toggle switch. I also printed this and just a bit of sanding, painting and prep, and it looks basically like stock. Also been on here for over a year. Then I have the pickup rings, which are also 3D printed. I'm sure I could have bought some, but I thought let me make my own, and by making my own I can change the angle related to the body, and I can get the angle of the pickup exactly the way I want it. So that was quite handy. Also sanded, primed, painted, and they look like stock. The volume and tone knobs, and the nice thing about that is I customized the volume knobs because I have push-pull buttons on here, and the volume knobs have got a little ridge on them, whereas the tone knobs are just standard. But they're very comfortable. They've also been on here for over a year already, and they still look brand new. Then we come onto this guy over here. This is an armrest that I developed because with the sharp edge I used to get some numbing after playing for about 20 minutes, and I thought there must be a way to fix that, so I developed this. And in fact I had an interview with a guitar teacher who also uses one, so let's see what he had to say.
My name is Nicholas van der Walt. I'm a guitar teacher, and today I want to talk about something that I think is super awesome. It's Mike's own design, this little bad boy over here, which is called the Guitar Armrest. So initially when Mike called me and asked me to come try out one of these, I was actually skeptical at first because, I thought like this is a 3D printed guitar part. Like it looks a slight bit odd when you see it on the pictures. It looks like it's out of place of the body. But when I came here and I actually got convinced to try it out at first, I was quite blown away about how good it works and how comfortable it actually makes your guitar feel to you. So the initial reason why Mike designed this thing was to make sure that when you play and you rest your arm on the guitar, that the blood that goes through your arm doesn't get cut off on this angle or this corner over here. But after I fitted it and I tried it a few times, I realized that there were a lot more benefits to it. Some of them being, like I said, well, that was the armrest idea. The other one being, that's my favorite, is the fact that it kind of forces your hand to stay at the right place when you play a guitar. It forces you subconsciously to keep your hand at the right place when you pick on your guitar, which is obviously at the bridge, right above the bridge pickup. Because as soon as you start moving away from that, there's a little dent over here that's kind of uncomfortable when you move your hand like along with it. Once I tried it while gigging, I found that my arm had no more numbness, no more soreness, because I'm quite a tough player. I'm hard on my guitar, so sometimes I tend to hit my guitar. But after I fitted this thing, I realized that there was no more of that. And the funny thing is, actually, it didn't take me that long to get used to it. Like, I maybe played with it once or twice, and a few minutes apart, but when I picked up another guitar that doesn't have it, it felt completely out of place. Like, it feels like this thing actually should belong here. So to sum up, what I'm actually trying to say is that with some innovation and foresight, 3D printed parts on the guitar can actually improve your playability and your guitar comfort level. It's just how you see it and how you think out of the box.
Further to that, I also printed these pickup covers, which I've just taken off just to show you in the meantime. And they would just slip over the actual pickup, and then you could cover those up if you wanted to. I also printed bridge post adapters, because the bridge that came, this bridge, the posts were just a completely different thread, but I did want to use them. So I 3D printed some adapters to fit in here, and it works perfectly. Another thing I printed was this back plate, and that's a nice way to put your logo on there if you want to, and I think it looks pretty funky. Of course, you could also print these standard versions if you can't find replacement ones. You just 3D print them, paint them, and they look just like originals. I'd love to hear if you've 3D printed anything, what you think about the whole idea. So please join the discussion below. I'm very keen to read your comments. And thank you very much for joining us on this fairly short video. And please subscribe and like, and we'll see you soon.